Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your October 2016 reading. Congrats on getting through a retrograde period. Now we're into October, and I can't wait to see what it has in store for you. Just a reminder that these videos can be used for your rising, for your sun, and for your moon. And with that out of the way, let's take a look now and see what's in the cards for you. First things first, I always begin with channeled information. So while I'm shuffling and preparing for each reading, usually an idea, a thought, or a phrase will come to me. For you, it was all around hope. Hope and optimism. I could have written optimism underneath it. And sometimes with hope, it's sort of about faking it until you're there. Just sort of turning on a switch thinking, you know what? I can do this, or it's going to get better, or I believe that there's something better around the corner. So if you've been in a place where it's been challenging, or you've really been waiting for things to turn around, one thread of commonality that I'm sensing from reading to reading this month is mind over matter. So I would like for you to go to a higher, more elevated place, but particularly to try to find or rekindle hope. And so that may come through faith for you, through practicing a faith. It may also just come through looking for things in your life that give you inspiration and a reason to be hopeful. Let's look at your catalyst card this month. I'll be using Archangel Michael deck to sort of help us hone in on what it is that you need to focus on to make that possible, to make success possible, and also to facilitate more optimism and hope in your life. So what we have here is focus upon divine and perfect health. So what I like about this is it's not about perfection. It's about being the best that your body and your mind and your spirit can be. And I talked on another reading this month about sometimes our unrealistic expectations of health and beauty. And what this is really saying is focus on what it is that your real goals are. So for some of us, that may just be increased mobility, or it might mean trying to push back some genetic things that happen in our family, maybe a risk of diabetes, cancer, heart failure, whatever it is, by eating healthier, by being more active. So it's not about looking like the cover of Vogue or Men's Fitness. It's about being really healthy on the inside. And so I would love for you to focus on that this month. And this could play in with hope as well, because sometimes we beat ourselves up when we're looking at these external images and wondering, how is that possible? The answer in a lot of cases is Photoshop, and in other cases is it's not. So be the best that your body will allow you to be and that your genetics will allow you to be. And be grateful for whatever that is in your case, okay? Let's look at the cards now and see what comes through for the general reading. For those of you that are new to the channel, I call this extended because I will after I pull this Celtic Cross, I'm going to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny as well. So we'll have a chance to really look at all aspects of your life and hopefully give you the guidance, the hope, and the clarity that you need to move on. So we have some nice cards here coming through for you. Overall, a pretty good spread. Right at the center, it looks like one of the main focus points for you this month is going to be maintaining and growing your financial security. The Queen of Coins, or the Queen of Pentacles, is all about the growth and having plenty, having enough of what you need. That's why she's holding the cornucopia here. And with the reversal of this, it means it really will be beneficial for you to take an active role. If you're a single, like a sole proprietor for a business, if you own and operate and pay employees and all of that, this is a month where you don't want to hand over your bookkeeping responsibilities to someone else, not completely. You're going to want to monitor or to audit some of the expenditures and make sure that all the decision-making processes when it comes to your outflow of income and your payroll and all of that everything is correct. And then also that your revenue is matching that. For those of you that are just in a day-to-day job and it's more about your own budget keeping, this is saying your budget might need to be trimmed a little bit. There's some opportunity right now to take a look at your expenditures and think, well, do I really need to eat out 4 days a week? Can I do 3? Or, maybe I can cut this cable bill and do streaming. Look at some opportunities to streamline, because with the Queen of Coins, it tells me you have enough, but the reverse is telling me that the spending could be curbed a little bit, okay? We have the Moon card here crossing that, which means a lot of the spending could be emotionally driven. And so it could just be to cheer yourself up. Maybe you work really hard and it's like, you know what, I deserve to eat dinner out. Or, you have a job where a lot of people see what you wear and you think, all right, well, I can get this new tie or this new blouse or whatever it is. This is saying just make sure that it is a necessity and it's not more to sort of like soothe stress or to just make yourself feel better. There's nothing wrong with feeling better, but you can't do it all the time. That's all. The other thing is I see that there is a lot of opportunities around you, or there are a lot of opportunities rather. With the 10 of Coins in reverse, it's two things are coming through. One, you actually may be at a cycle in your life where it's time to either decide, you know what, this is good enough and I'm just going to enjoy the track that I'm on, or reach higher, because usually this is a card of completion. A lot of times there's a tree. In this case, you can see that there's money all around the person. So with the reversal of this, it's showing me an opportunity to change the way you're making money and possibly feel like you're a little bit more productive or a little less stagnant in the way that you're doing it. So it could mean the same job at a different company. It could mean asking for new responsibilities if you decide to stay at your present company. But it does show some opportunity for at least a change. It's not a complete moving of jobs or a loss of job or anything like that. But it seems like you do have a little untapped potential. So think about that. Relationships are very much wanting to come through around the first week of the month with the Two of Cups. And this one actually looks like an hourglass with the two cups put together. And so I see about 2 weeks of heavy period when it comes to how much you're going to be dealing with like relationship stress and opportunities, possibly new love, unexpected love, because this card's reversed. You want to be really careful of other people's emotions around you. I actually feel like you're pretty much in control of yourself this month. You have a pretty strong idea of who you are, what you need, how to stand up for yourself. But just like this elephant that's sort of walking on, delicate ground here, you don't want to be too... You have to be very sensitive of other people. So overly direct communication could be misinterpreted, I guess is what I'm saying. The other thing that this card shows is, if you don't look at this interpretation but more the Rider Waite, is a missed opportunity. So when we're looking at the spread of cards here, and particularly the 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles reversed, there may be an unexpected way to make additional money, or an investment that you hadn't thought about, because a lot of times this card means look a little deeper, or you might be right like this, right on top of something and not realize the potential. Health looks pretty good this month. There could be for some of you a very strong Leo coming in as a love interest, because we see the Two of Cups and right across, I'm looking at the Strength card here, which indicates Leo for me. You're going to be really busy though, so balancing the relationship could be tricky, because what I really see right now is a lot going on at work, a lot of other responsibilities, maybe even at home, that could be pulling at your attention, and you're going to be possibly in the hot seat at some points where people are coming to you for questions or for validation, or you might be asked to defend a decision. So just be ready for that. Have the information ready, do your homework, and if you are actually a student taking classes or prepping for a degree, this is saying, like especially if it's something where you have to defend a thesis, go through all the potential questions that someone could be asking you so that you're not taken by surprise. There may be a few things that come out of left field. The more you study and more you prepare on that, the better. I see a lot of hard work going into study and career this month, and it's well worth it. The Eight of Pentacles is a very positive card, and it's showing that, 5, 6, 7 here, just wanted to make sure. It's showing that all of the energy that you're putting into your endeavors will be returned to you. So don't give up, persevere. One thing I want you to be aware of, and the reason I talked about curbed spending, is I feel like you're making positive strides, or you can make a lot of positive strides this month. I don't want you to inadvertently sort of get yourself into a place where, oh, now I have to work overtime or do something. I feel like you can save yourself a little bit of headache down the road by really looking at your finances this month, saving more than you spend. We've got a couple of notes on that because I feel like you have enough, but you could just prepare a little bit. There could be either unexpected costs, or the money would be better spent on paying down bills than just sort of like leisure activities. Your outcome card is the Queen of Wands in reverse. And so this means that you want to do a little bit more homework before sharing big ideas. So if you're working on a project and you're independently employed and you're trying to sell that idea to other people, maybe have someone take a look at the presentation or the wording of how you're going to pitch your idea. If you're at a job, this means that you really want to allow everyone in the group to have a chance to talk, and it may actually save you to have someone else present part of it, because like I said, there could be a lot of Q&A this month, and you don't necessarily want to be the only one taking heat for ideas, especially if it was part of a team. This is something where you don't have to be the only one. So I really do feel like the love interest is more of a Leo, but you could also have a strong fire sign like an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius towards the end of the month. But I see the love really coming through more as a Leo. And if not a Leo, then a very strong and assertive person, because strength is exactly what it says. It's someone who knows who they are, what they want, and are typically very confident. So you're doing something right in your life if you're calling in a confident person. That usually like attracts like. So continue to be secure, confident, and assertive in your life, and you will continue to bring in those types of people. So kudos to you. It seems like something's going well in that part of your sort of like self-confidence and personal work. So let's expand your forecast now and take a look at what wants to come through for health. And I'll pull the camera down so you can see it. So with health, there may have been a minor setback. It can be an expectation. Like sometimes we have to grieve the possibility of, if you're for instance, more like a student and you're trying to make a team or get first place. This means you may not get that, but the grief card is more about the other opportunities that may open up. It may not have been the right opportunity, or there may be something else that's going to be even better suited for you. It also may mean like limited mobility. Sometimes we have an injury. I had one this year, so I understand. And the recovery time is not exactly what you want sometimes, and you may not get all of your mobility back. And if that's the case, you know what? It's okay not to be happy. I really do believe we should be honest and present in our emotions, and to not allow ourselves the opportunity to go through sadness or anger or even feeling frustration. You're depriving yourself of the whole process of understanding things. So if this feels authentic to you this month, go through it. It's okay. And what I'm going to read the card. It says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So easier said when you're through everything. The other thing, though, that I think that happens with grieving is, one, you have a lot more empathy for other people. So if there is a setback with your physical health, whether it's like a loss of eyesight, a loss of hearing, a loss of mobility, you suddenly have a lot more empathy for people that are dealing with that on a daily basis. You just now started to, and you can be grateful for all the years that you had much more mobility and much more blessings. And then start to think of all the other things that are still okay and intact in your body. And trust me, I practice what I preach here, because you can't control it all. And this is organic, and it won't forever stay the same. So allow yourself to go through the grieving process, and then start to find the hope and the gratitude, because there's still things that are going well. There's still great things that can be accomplished, even if you don't meet up to all of your expectations or someone else's. Sometimes it may be very minor. It could just be like, you know what, I'm only 5'6" and I wish I was 6'2" or something like that, or 5'7". Well, you're not going to grow anymore. It's not the end of the world, but it's okay to be upset. We all want to be something. So allow yourself to go through it, but then I really do encourage you to try to find the blessings, okay? The good thing with that is that I'm not reading it as really negative. I'm reading it as an emotional card that is absolutely okay to go through. And so go through what you need to. For your wealth and career, ride the wave. Okay, so I like this card for you. This is showing me that I really do believe that there's a lot of positive momentum that you can harness. And when we look at the Ten of Pentacles and also the Queen of Pentacles here, if you're in a little bit of a lull right now, it's short-lived. And I feel like you can either innovate yourself out of it or it's just going to improve. But if you save, you're going to be in a better place so that you can go through the ups and downs. Don't always spend like you're going to have what you have forever. Get that padding where it needs to be, and then you can take your trip, and then you can have a little more fun. But just get to the point where you can ride through the ups and downs and you're okay. So if it's feeling a little low right now, it should not stay that way. If it's really great, prepare so that if an unexpected cost comes, you're not panicking. That's all. This is about knowing that your current state is not your forever state with your finances. So that cuts both ways, okay? Now let's take a look at your love and relationships. So knowing that even if you feel isolated, if you're in a relationship and you're not getting what you need from that other person, this is saying, remember there's two, it takes two in this, and that it's okay for you to reach out, to ask for that person to be a little bit more present, to also communicate what your expectations and needs are. And if you are single, this is saying that, there are a lot of other people in the same boat as you. So just know that there are single people everywhere, but it also means that you actually have an opportunity to reach out maybe more to friends or family. And it's not always about being partnered with someone. It's about knowing that if you open up and sometimes this is a month to maybe pick up the phone and text or call someone that you haven't in a while. It's always nice to receive that yourself, but sometimes, myself included, we get a little bit relaxed and we forget, the phone goes both ways. So if you're feeling alone, pick up and call. Try. See how it feels. This is basically encouraging you not to sort of exist and dwell in the isolation. Now let's take a look at your Destiny card. I like Destiny because it's malleable, it's changeable, and this is basically a checkpoint to see where you're at. And what I like with this one, it's almost like a little kiss on the cheek, showing someone quite happy here. So for your Destiny, it is to realize that friendship and love can come in a very unexpected place or from an unexpected person in your life. And part of the Four of Cups, as traditionally illustrated, it can show someone missing that. So we all have types of people that we want to date or expectations, but if you expand and branch out a little bit, you might find that there's been someone pining away for you. And we have two cards here showing you're not alone, another one showing there's like this little, kiss on the cheek or a whisper right towards your ear saying, hey, pay attention, I'm here. So someone else may be feeling isolated and wishing that you knew that they existed or something like that. So if that's the case, just open your eyes up a little bit. The other thing is, this to me can also illustrate an ability to connect more with your angel guides or your spirit guides. So for those of you that don't necessarily hear or see things, the way you can start to channel spirit is through writing. Try writing poetry, try drawing things. Art is a wonderful way to open up your channel to God, to the universe, to the divine, to whatever you want to call it. So if you want to feel more love and feel more connectedness, you're never alone, because actually there's a lot of guides and ascended masters that want to work with you. I know that sounds like new agey, but it's true. And whenever I sort of quiet myself, sort of give some gratitude towards the planet, towards the angels, and just listen, things come through, and I feel the presence, because I do feel spirit presences. So I know that I'm not alone. And so what you can do too in your life, even if you're not feeling and seeing things, is to open up the creative channel. And I'm sure you've done something before when you write and you think, where did that come from? Or you draw something, or if for some of you that are great public speakers, maybe you do a motivational speech and all of a sudden this flow of divinity sort of happens. It's just this really great thing, and it's like, that there's a connectedness. For those of you that are artists, you kind of know what I'm talking about. It's tapping into something. For those of you that are not, it doesn't matter how good or not good the art is. It's actually just that's subjective anyway, by the way. It's just a matter of finding a way to connect. Going outside and gardening can be part of that. Painting your house can be part of that. Cutting someone's hair can be an expression of art. So find a way that you can be creative, and that's another theme that I'm seeing this month, is to connect to the divine through some sort of an activity, and I feel like that's going to help you feel not so isolated. So let's summarize everything that came through for you this month. The first thing is that hope is really going to be a wonderful tool for you, and it isn't just a state of mind. It's a way that you can think. It's a way of coping sometimes. And as we look at all of your cards this month, two themes kind of come through. One is that relationships want to work out for you this month. We have the Two of Cups and the Strength card showing increased strength in partnerships and love relationships, possibly a missed opportunity, or someone in your periphery that may love you and you may not know about it, or wants to sort of go deeper with a friendship, and they're just sort of waiting for a cue from you. Money opportunities abound, so I see that you can actually save a good amount of money this month and continue to grow on your creative track or your professional track. And just a general note for you to allow other people to speak and really do your homework when it comes to preparedness on if you have a legal battle that you're fighting, or if you have to defend a thesis, or if you're audited, anything where you might be interrogated, just make sure you have all the answers. It's going to help you, and you're not going to be caught wondering, why didn't I think about that? Your catalyst this month is basically saying to focus on your divine and perfect health. But the idea here is that perfection is the best your body can offer, not the best that some magazine tells you. And to that point, it may mean that you just make peace with the fact that it's never going to be that cover, but that cover was not real to start with. And then when we look at wealth, the lack of permanence is what's important here. If it's bad, it can get better. If it's great, there may be things in the future that you want to prepare for. So rather than panicking and getting too comfortable, this is saying just be smart and don't give up if things are rough. When we look at relationships, it's saying that you're not alone. Harkening back to this card saying, look around you, there may be someone or something that could bring more joy, and you're just not tapping into that. And this one we talked a lot about, which is another way to connect and feel like you're part of something bigger, is really to do something that feels like it connects with your divine soul. So an expression of art or creativity is a wonderful thing. Just journaling is another great thing too. So that concludes everything for this month. I hope you got the guidance you needed. If you'd like a little bit more information about your situation, you have more questions, feel free to book an appointment with me. I'm trying to open up my availability a little bit more in October and November. I know I've been really busy this summer. I've been working on projects, but I tried to open it up a little bit. So you should be able to find an appointment easier with me this month or next. And if not, drop me a note. And otherwise, if you just want to keep in touch with what's going on in the channel, like I will be doing a meditation video hopefully this week if I can, if not next week. A great way to find out about stuff like that is to subscribe to the channel or to my newsletter. And I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so you can follow me there. And I try to let people know like what's going on and when things are released. Finally, and most importantly, I just want to say thank you, because it is your support, your comments, your likes, the emails, all of that stuff that I receive every month that really lets me know that this makes a difference and it's worth the energy and the effort. So keep it up. I really appreciate it, especially the supportive words, because I put a lot into these videos, and it's great to know you care. If you feel like you'd like to give back a little bit, I'll put a donate button as well, but that's optional. So otherwise, I'll see you again in a month's time. So have a great month, have a great Halloween, and I'll see you really soon. Satnam, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.